What if I told you that your child's birth date contains a hidden message about your deepest karmic lesson? The moment they entered your life wasn't random chance or simple biology. According to Buddhist teachings, children don't arrive by accident. They're spiritual assignments sent to help us heal unresolved karma from past lifetimes. The specific date they were born holds the exact code revealing what your soul came here to master. This isn't about astrology or coincidence. This is about divine timing and soul contracts that were written before either of you took human form. Have you ever wondered why parenting this particular child triggers emotions you can't explain? Why certain challenges keep repeating no matter what parenting book you read? Why some moments with them feel like they're reaching into the deepest parts of your soul and pulling up feelings you thought you'd buried long ago? There's a reason for that. Your child is doing exactly what they came here to do. Before we begin this revelation together, I want you to do something powerful. Comment below right now. I'm ready to understand my karmic lesson, and I'll send healing energy your way as you discover your truth. This simple act of intention opens the doorway to recognition. Now let me share something that transformed my understanding of the parent-child relationship. In Buddhist philosophy, the bond between parent and child is considered one of the most sacred soul agreements that exists. Before either of you incarnated into this lifetime, your souls met in the spiritual realm and made a profound choice. Your child chose you specifically, not because you're perfect, but because your soul carried the exact pattern they could help you heal. And you chose them because deep within your eternal consciousness, you knew this lifetime was your opportunity to finally transcend the karmic lesson you've been working on for lifetimes. The date your child was born isn't just a calendar marker. It's a numerical code containing their spiritual assignment. When we reduce their birth date to a single digit, we reveal what's called their life path number. This number, from 1 through 9, holds the key to understanding the specific karmic pattern you're meant to transcend through the act of raising them. You calculate it simply by adding all the digits of their birth date together until you get a single number. For example, if your child was born on the 15th, you add 1 plus 5 to get 6. If they were born on the 23rd, 2 plus 3 equals 5. The month and year don't matter for this particular teaching. We're looking at the day they chose to arrive. Here's what most parents don't realize. The difficulties you face aren't failures. They're not signs that you're doing something wrong or that something is broken in your family. Those challenges are precisely designed curriculum from the universe. Every power struggle, every moment of overwhelm, every time you feel triggered or inadequate, your child is acting as a mirror. They're showing you exactly where healing is needed. They're revealing the wounds you came here to transform. And they're doing it with unconditional love, even when it doesn't feel that way. This is why some children seem to push your buttons in ways that feel almost intentional. It is intentional, but not in a manipulative way. On a soul level, they're helping you see what you couldn't see on your own. They're teachers in small bodies, and their curriculum is specifically designed for your spiritual evolution. Let me show you how to calculate your child's number, and then we'll decode exactly what karma they're helping you resolve. Grab their birth date, and let's begin this revelation together. Whether they're grown now or still small, whether you have one child or many, each birth date holds its own message. You're about to understand why your journey with this particular soul has unfolded exactly as it has. If your child was born on the 1st, 10th, 19th, or 28th of any month, you're parenting a number 1. This is the leader, the pioneer. In numerology, 1 represents independent will and self-actualization. These children came into the world with an unmistakable determination. From the moment they could express preference, they've shown you exactly who they are. They're strong-willed with natural confidence that sometimes looks like defiance. They think in innovative ways and have a determined spirit that refuses to bend easily. When they know what they want, they move toward it with remarkable focus. But here's where your karmic lesson lives. These children create power struggles. They need to do everything their way, and every attempt you make to guide or redirect them feels like a battle of wills. You've probably asked yourself why this particular child challenges your authority so intensely. The answer is profound. This child is teaching you to release control and heal your own suppressed autonomy. Your karma involves learning that true leadership doesn't dominate. It supports others' independence. They're showing you exactly where you've dimmed your own light or over-controlled situations out of fear. Every time they resist you, they're asking you to examine where in your own life did you learn to suppress your will? Where did you learn that asserting yourself was dangerous? Now, if your child was born on the 2nd, 11th, 20th or 29th, you have a number 2. This is the peacemaker, the sensitive soul. 2 represents cooperation and emotional depth. These children feel everything. They're deeply empathetic, naturally intuitive, and have diplomatic skills that seem beyond their years. Their emotional intelligence is remarkable. They sense tension before you speak a word. They know when something is wrong even when you're trying to hide it. They want harmony in the home more than anything else. The challenge appears in their extreme sensitivity. They struggle with conflict, avoid confrontation even when it's necessary, and absorb everyone's emotions like a sponge. You've watched them people-please from a young age, shaping themselves to keep peace. You've seen them become emotionally overwhelmed by situations that wouldn't bother other children. This child is teaching you emotional sovereignty and healthy boundaries. Your karma is learning that keeping peace doesn't mean absorbing others' pain or sacrificing your needs. They're mirroring exactly where you've abandoned yourself to maintain harmony. They're showing you that true balance honors all parties equally, including you. When they lose themselves trying to please everyone, they're asking you, where did you learn that your feelings don't matter as much as keeping others comfortable? And if your child was born on the 3rd, 12th, 21st or 30th, you're raising a number 3. This is the creative spirit, the expressor. 3 represents joy and authentic communication. These children are imaginative, spontaneous, naturally creative, and socially magnetic. They light up rooms. They express themselves boldly and find joy easily. Their creativity flows in everything they touch. They're the ones singing, dancing, making art, telling elaborate stories, and connecting with people effortlessly. But they also scatter their energy everywhere. They struggle to focus, express emotions dramatically, and constantly seek stimulation. You've probably felt frustrated trying to get them to sit still, finish projects, or take things seriously. This child is teaching you to embrace authentic self-expression and playfulness. Your karma involves healing shame around being too much or not taking life seriously enough. They're showing you where you've suppressed your creative voice, dimmed your joy, or prioritized productivity over presence. Every time their exuberance exhausts you, they're asking, where did you learn that expressing yourself fully was inappropriate? Where did you learn that joy needed to be earned or controlled? If you're seeing yourself in these patterns, take a deep breath. This recognition is the first step toward healing. Now let's explore the next 3 numbers and their profound teachings. If your child was born on the 4th, 13th, 22nd, or 31st, you're raising a number 4. This is the builder, the anchor. 4 represents structure and earthly foundation. These children are remarkably reliable, practical, and hardworking from an early age. They value stability and routine more than most. They're the ones who actually like knowing what comes next, who feel secure when life is predictable, who build systems and follow them. They approach life methodically and take their responsibilities seriously. But here's where the struggle appears. They become rigid. They resist change intensely. When structure gets disrupted, they experience real anxiety. Their stubbornness can feel immovable. You've probably noticed how much they fight transitions, how difficult it is to alter plans, how they cling to familiar patterns even when those patterns no longer serve them. This child is teaching you that true security comes from inner foundation, not external control. Your karma involves learning to create stability through presence rather than rigid systems. They're showing you where you've used rules and structure to manage fear, and where you need to develop trust in life's natural flow. Every time they panic over a change in routine, they're asking you, where did you learn that safety requires controlling everything? Where did you lose faith that you could handle uncertainty? Now, if your child was born on the 5th, 14th, or 23rd, you have a number 5. This is the adventurer, the freedom seeker. 5 represents change and sensory experience. These children are naturally adaptable, endlessly curious, and genuinely adventurous. They thrive on variety and new experiences. They're the ones always wanting to try something different, go somewhere new, meet new people, taste new foods. Life for them is meant to be an exploration. They're remarkably good at rolling with changes that would devastate other children. But their challenge is restlessness. They're impulsive, struggle with commitment, and behave unpredictably. You've probably felt exhausted trying to keep up with their constantly shifting interests. You've worried about their inability to stick with anything long enough to master it. You've wondered if they'll ever settle down. This child is teaching you to embrace change and release fear of the unknown. Your karma involves healing attachment to control and learning that freedom and responsibility can coexist. They're mirroring where you've stayed in stagnant situations out of fear, showing you that growth requires movement. When their restlessness drives you to try to pin them down, they're asking, where did you learn that staying still was safer than moving forward? Where did you abandon your own need for growth and exploration? And if your child was born on the 6th, 15th, or 24th, you're parenting a number 6. This is the nurturer, the responsible one. 6 represents service and unconditional love. These children are naturally caring, deeply responsible, and born caretakers. They have a strong sense of duty and fairness from the earliest age. They're the ones worrying about whether everyone is okay, taking care of younger siblings without being asked, noticing when someone is sad, trying to fix problems that aren't theirs to fix. They want to help, serve, and make everyone comfortable. The challenge shows up as they take on too much responsibility. They carry guilt that doesn't belong to them. They struggle to receive help, even when they desperately need it. They become perfectionistic in their caregiving, believing that any mistake on their part means they've failed at love. You've watched them sacrifice their own needs repeatedly. You've seen them burn out trying to keep everyone happy. This child is teaching you to nurture without martyrdom and receive without guilt. Your karma involves learning that healthy love includes boundaries and that your worth isn't measured by sacrifice. They're showing you where you've confused self-abandonment with service, revealing that you can't pour from an empty cup. When they give until there's nothing left, they're asking you, Where did you learn that caring for yourself was selfish? Where did you learn that love meant disappearing? Notice how each challenge your child presents isn't random. It's precisely targeting your deepest wound. The final 3 numbers reveal even more profound spiritual assignments. If your child was born on the 7th, 16th, or 25th, you're raising a number 7. This is the seeker, the mystic. 7 represents spiritual wisdom and inner truth. These children are deeply intuitive, naturally introspective, and philosophical beyond their years. They're drawn to deeper meaning in everything. They ask questions other children don't think to ask. They observe more than they participate. They process life internally, spending time in their own thoughts, sensing things they can't explain. There's an old soul quality to them that's unmistakable. But their challenge creates distance. They isolate themselves, struggle to express emotions, and seem detached even when they're physically present. You've probably felt worried about their tendency to withdraw, their difficulty connecting, their apparent lack of trust in people or the world. You've wondered if they're lonely, if something is wrong, if you've somehow failed to reach them. This child is teaching you to trust the invisible and honor the spiritual realm. Your karma involves healing skepticism about your own intuition and learning that not everything needs logical proof. They're showing you where you've dismissed your inner knowing, revealing that wisdom comes through stillness and faith. When their mysterious nature frustrates you, they're asking, where did you learn that what you can't see or measure isn't real? Where did you stop trusting your own spiritual perception? Now, if your child was born on the 8th, 17th, or 26th, you have a number 8. This is the powerhouse, the manifester. 8 represents material mastery and personal power. These children are naturally ambitious and remarkably goal-oriented. They understand cause and effect intuitively. They see the world in terms of results and outcomes. They possess leadership qualities and aren't afraid to take charge. They know what they want and they move toward it with impressive determination. They grasp concepts about money, influence, and achievement that surprise adults. The challenge appears in their relationship with power. They create power struggles constantly. They can become materialistic, measuring worth by external success. They struggle deeply with vulnerability, seeing it as weakness. Their thinking becomes all or nothing, win or lose, success or failure. You've seen them devastated by perceived losses and obsessed with winning. You've worried about their focus on achievement over connection. This child is teaching you the right relationship with power and resources. Your karma involves healing wounds around worthiness, control, and material security. They're showing you where you've either grasped too tightly or given your power away, revealing that true abundance flows from inner authority, not external validation. When their power plays exhaust you, they're asking, where did you learn that you needed to prove your worth through achievement? Where did you confuse external power with internal strength? And if your child was born on the 9th, 18th, or 27th, you're parenting a number 9. This is the humanitarian, the old soul. 9 represents completion and universal love. These children are profoundly compassionate, wise beyond their years, and naturally giving. They have a broad perspective that encompasses everyone's well-being. They care about fairness and justice deeply. They want to heal the world's pain. They give endlessly to others and feel genuine concern for suffering anywhere they encounter it. But they cannot let go. They carry everyone's burdens as if they were their own. They repeat the same patterns across different situations, unable to see when a chapter has ended. They struggle intensely with endings of any kind, holding on to relationships, identities, and situations long past their natural completion. You've watched them torture themselves over things they cannot change. You've seen them unable to move forward because they're still holding the past. This child is teaching you completion and release. Your karma involves learning that forgiveness, including self-forgiveness, is liberation, and that endings create space for new beginnings. They're showing you where you've held on to past pain, old identities, or relationships beyond their season, revealing that your final spiritual lesson is surrender. When their inability to release breaks your heart, they're asking, what are you still holding that needs to be released? What ending have you been refusing to accept? Now that you understand your karmic assignment, the question becomes, how do you work with this knowledge to heal and grow? Now that you understand the karmic lesson encoded in your child's birth date, everything changes. Your child isn't here to be fixed, controlled, or perfected. They're here to be your greatest spiritual teacher. Every challenge they present is a mirror reflecting exactly where your soul needs healing, and every moment of difficulty is an invitation to transcend old karmic patterns. This isn't about becoming a perfect parent. It's about becoming a conscious one who recognizes that the struggles aren't obstacles, but assignments designed specifically for your growth. Starting tomorrow morning, I want you to begin a simple practice that will transform your entire relationship with your child. Place your hand on your heart and say their name, followed by this truth. Thank you for being my teacher. I'm learning to release control through loving you, if they're a number 1. I'm learning emotional boundaries through loving you, if they're a number 2. I'm learning authentic expression through loving you, for number 3. I'm learning to trust the flow through loving you, for number 4. I'm learning to embrace change through loving you, for number 5. I'm learning to nurture myself through loving you, for number 6. I'm learning to trust my intuition through loving you, for number 7. I'm learning right relationship with power through loving you, for number 8. I'm learning to release and forgive through loving you, for number 9. This single practice shifts you from resistance to receptivity. It acknowledges the sacred contract you made before either of you were born. The second practice is for those triggered moments, when your child does that thing that makes your blood pressure rise, when they push that button you didn't even know you had. Pause. Just for 3 seconds. Pause. Then ask yourself 2 questions. What part of me is being shown right now? What am I being invited to heal? This transforms parenting from reactive to sacred. Instead of seeing their behavior as something wrong that needs fixing, you see it as a teaching moment designed specifically for you. The child isn't the problem, the child is the messenger, revealing where your own healing work lives. Here's your mantra for transformation, and I want you to say this out loud right now with me. I release the karma of control. Through my child, I am learning true leadership. I honor this sacred contract. Say it again with your child's specific lesson. I release the karma of self-abandonment. Through my child, I am learning healthy boundaries. I honor this sacred contract. I release the karma of fear. Through my child, I am learning trust. I honor this sacred contract. Feel how different that energy is from the old story of struggling against your child's nature. You're not fighting them anymore. You're learning from them. Now I want to hear from you. In the comments right now, share this. My child is a number, and then their number, and they're teaching me, and name the specific lesson. For example, my child is a number 5, and they're teaching me to embrace change instead of controlling it. When you name it, you claim your healing. When you write it down, you make the invisible visible. Let's create a community of conscious parents recognizing their children as the spiritual teachers they truly are. Read each other's comments. You'll see you're not alone in this journey. You'll see other parents learning the same lessons, facing the same mirrors, doing the same sacred work. Your child chose you because your soul was strong enough to learn this lesson. Think about that. Out of all the possible parents in all the world, your child's soul looked at yours and said, yes. Yes, this one can handle my energy. Yes, this one is ready to grow through me. Yes, this one made an agreement to help me teach them what they came here to learn. Honor the assignment. Trust the timing. Embrace the transformation. This is your karma, and it's leading you home to yourself.